Hello, Lucas. Welcome to our second episode. We're excited to have you here to discuss the court fee for withdrawals, as ordered by the Honorable Court of International Financial Disputes. Let's jump right into it. How do you feel about this court ruling and the requirement for pre-2020 investors to pay a court fee to withdraw their funds?
Thanks, John. It's great to be here. I think the ruling took a lot of us by surprise. While I understand it's a legal requirement, many users, including myself, felt confused at first. I think the main concern was why we suddenly had to pay a fee, especially since we've been with the platform for so long.
I hear you, Lucas. The court fee is certainly a new element for many of our users. The idea is that this fee is necessary to comply with the International Financial Dispute Court's ruling, particularly since many of the pre-2020 investments have leveraged between 9x and 38x. The fee, though it might seem high in some cases, is proportional to the increased value of those investments. How clear was this process for you?
Initially, not very clear. I think the idea of a fee felt a bit arbitrary. But after reading through some of the explanations provided by TheCashDeal, I started to understand the reasoning behind it, especially since it's a court mandate. Still, I think more upfront communication would have helped many users feel less anxious about it.
Absolutely. We've definitely taken that feedback to heart. We're working on providing clearer details, such as breakdowns of how the court fee is calculated based on each user's account growth. Now, I understand that you've already paid the court fee yourself. Can you share what your experience was like after that? How was the withdrawal process for you?
Yeah, I did pay the fee about 2 months ago. After that, the withdrawal process was much smoother than I expected. Once the payment was made, my withdrawal went through without any significant delays. I think some users fear that paying the fee doesn't guarantee the funds will be released, but in my case, everything went according to plan.
That's great to hear. Did you face any difficulties when paying the fee, or was the process straightforward?
It was pretty straightforward, but I did have a few questions at first, which your support team answered quickly. The fact that TheCashDeal offers to cover up to 80% of the court fee for qualifying users is also a big help for those with larger withdrawals.
I'm glad support was helpful. The 80% coverage is something we're proud of, especially for investors who've maintained an active account balance and held on to their investments. For users who might still be on the fence about paying the fee, what would you say based on your experience?
I'd say if you understand that the court fee is a legal necessity and not just an arbitrary charge, it makes sense to go ahead and pay it. Once you do, the process is smooth, and you get your funds as expected. Plus, knowing that it's court-ordered gives me confidence that everything is legitimate.
That's good advice. Now, transparency has been a key issue for many users. Do you feel like TheCashDeal has been transparent enough in explaining the court fee and the withdrawal process?
I think it's improving. At first, it wasn't very clear, but I've noticed more communication coming from TheCashDeal lately, which is helpful. Adding a real-time progress tracker for withdrawals and fee payments, like you mentioned earlier, would definitely be a big step in boosting trust.
Absolutely, that's something we're actively working on. We want users to feel confident that every step is being tracked and reported, especially for something as critical as withdrawals. Lastly, Lucas, would you say that the process has been fair, given the court's decision?
Yes, I'd say it's fair. The fee is mandated by the court, so it's not something TheCashDeal controls directly. The fact that the funds have grown so much due to leveraging means there's a real value behind the fee, and as long as the process stays transparent, I think it's reasonable.
Thanks for sharing your honest thoughts, Lucas. It's been really insightful hearing about your experience and I'm sure it'll help other users understand what to expect. We're committed to making the process even smoother moving forward.
Thanks for having me, John. I appreciate the opportunity to share my experience.
It's been a pleasure, Lucas, and to our viewers, we'll continue to bring more updates on this topic, so stay tuned. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our support team.